Ninja Lens.
Konnichiwa ninjas, it's me, Ninja Lens, and Logan Paul has been in the news for the past month for a multitude of different reasons, mostly doing with him screwing up. But recently he's kind of come back into the news for trying to make amends for the situation he's caused. And I really wanted to talk about it because his video trying to make amends really struck a chord with me, and I think I have something interesting to talk about here. So, if you don't know, I'm going to do a quick recap on the series of events. So, Logan Paul is a master vlogger. He gets like a bajillion views every single day, and he vlogs every single day, does lots of very interesting things, I guess. His New Year's kind of thing was he flew to Japan, and he did a bunch of stuff in Japan, and it kind of all culminated here with him going into what's known as the Japanese suicide forest, a place where it's very popular to kill yourself there. He was like, oh, we're gonna go into there, and he actually found a person who had hanged themselves. And his video was seen by many as disrespectful, and I have to say, I thought it was heinous. I thought it was incredibly disrespectful. I saw it, and I mean, like, there's the top level where it's just like you're showing something so graphic that should not be on YouTube, but then there's kind of like his reaction to it. A lot of people are hating on him because he kind of laughs in the situation, but it is like it's not necessarily a natural way, but it's one way people react to trauma is they kind of just laugh. However, I felt like the way he edited the video, the way he put the thumbnail together, everything about that video regarding to what publishing in general, just everything outside of that, not just his reaction, was very disrespectful and kind of heinous. That video stayed up for, what was it, a week or two, and YouTube didn't take it down. Logan Paul took it down. Now, I actually have more respect for Logan Paul than I have the YouTube dev team on this situation, but that's an entire different discussion. But in general, he took it down. He kind of made this bad apology where he's like, I didn't do this to get views. I was like trying to spread awareness. I get views. And then he just kind of moved on and he kept posting videos. The backlash kept coming. People kept getting madder and madder at him until he decided, okay, and then I don't know, I guess he kind of played it up like, I realized exactly what I did wrong, and I'm going to quit YouTube for a couple weeks. And then that's the last we heard from him. Until now. Logan Paul came back with a video where he spent 3 weeks learning about depression and suicide. He went to an organization that deals specifically with suicide, and he met somebody who's famous for trying to commit suicide by killing themselves by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge and surviving. And he always has a really interesting perspective because he says, you know, the second I jumped, I didn't want to kill myself anymore. And I think that's a very interesting perspective on the situation. So his video, I'm not going to just like go through the entire video here, but in general, like the aspects of it was he spent a significant amount of time talking about suicide and like giving a honestly, in my opinion, a very good message on suicide. And at the end, he was like, you know, I'm going to donate $1 million to a bunch of suicide charities. One of them, the Suicide Hotline. A lot of people are saying, oh, you're just doing this to fix your PR. You're just trying to, you know, make people think you're good. You're doing it not in genuineness. And I think Boogie2988 has simplified it really well in saying this. It doesn't matter whether or not his intentions were pure or not. He's doing something good here. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. Because I think it's more than just $1 million to the Suicide Hotline. I think it's like the way he's been talking about it, I genuinely see, like, I don't think that he had quick convo with a guy at a suicide charity and then just kind of wrote down a couple and then just like, all right. And then, because at the other video, he's just like, suicide, serious thing, don't do it in his other video. But this one, he kind of like hit a chord with me. Now we kind of get to like a really deep and kind of personal bit here. Too deep and personal bits here. One, my father committed suicide and in 2014, which was a big moment in my life. So it struck chord personally with me here. But I literally cannot do a video where I talk about that. There's going to be a cut here because I need to just like take a breather, just mentioning it. But something that I am willing to talk about on camera. Not that willing. It took me a good amount of energy to try and make this video is that I think about killing myself very often. About 50% of the mornings I wake up, I consider it. And that's kind of why I have like a personal, I don't want to talk about it like just in general, because I think even like a person who's dealt with the thoughts can't like do it justice. I think you really need to like study it, and you got to learn it like these professionals out there to really give good advice. But I think about it often, and so it struck a chord with me because he's talking about a lot of the big issues, the big reasons that these thoughts come into my head. That was my thing, because I've never considered calling the suicide hotline. I don't think it would help me personally. Boogie298 says it saved his life. I don't think it would help me very much. I don't know. I've never tried it, no matter how close I've gotten. And I think I'm only going to get so personal here. I don't really want to go any further, but I struggle heavily with anxiety and paranoia. Whenever I'm around people, I genuinely believe that my presence is causing them pain, is causing them to suffer, is making people uncomfortable. And that mindset keeps me isolated. It interferes with me professionally. It makes it hard for me to work a job. So I struggle with the thoughts of, I struggle with being, one, isolated, and two, is like, this aspect of myself makes it very, very difficult to find employment for me. And so two big thoughts that come into my head almost every morning, like 50% of the mornings, is, wow, I really don't have anybody to talk about this with. And two, I am a burden on my family, and I'd be better off, they'd be better off if I was gone. So those are the two big thoughts that come through my head. And I think I don't like talking about this, period. I think the big good thing that Logan Paul did is he's got people talking about their own experiences, and it convinced me to talk about it. So I think he's doing something good. I don't know how other people feel about this, but me, the reason I don't talk to people about this is because I know it's a bummer. I know it is an unpleasant thing to hear from somebody. And so I already struggle with isolation, being not having people around me, not having people to talk to. And if I were to take the few social interaction opportunities I have, the few friends I have, and bring this up to them, I might alienate them. I might push them away. And I think Logan Paul is saying he's a huge influencer. He's kind of a goofball, and he might be doing this just to get back support. It doesn't matter. I think what he's doing is a good thing. I think one thing he didn't really bring up in his videos, if you hear somebody talk about this, you are a bad person. If that's not a good way to say, but if you hear somebody talk about this, don't be like, oh, gross, I don't want to hear about this. That's a big thing. I would love to hear from Logan Paul. Is if somebody comes out to you and tells you this stuff, don't go run away from them. But the big thing he did do, so that's just kind of like a thing for the future, Logan. I really want you to do this. The big thing he did do was he told people, talk about it. There are a lot of people out there who are struggling, and if you just kind of open up about your pain, maybe sharing it with somebody out there, you can help somebody else. And it motivated me to talk about something I hate talking about. It's uncomfortable for so many reasons. It might make things worse. People might obviously pull away from me because it creeps them out. But it also might make another thing I struggle with is employment. It might make future employers look at this and say, oh, this guy, I don't want to hire him. I think that's a big reason. Big thing I really want to see him follow up with is people coming out and talking about their experiences with depression and suicidal thoughts, is that you should not judge somebody for talking about it. It doesn't make them a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person for thinking about suicide. I want you to stay alive in this world. I've struggled with this since I was a teenager. Two big things that keep me alive. One is that I knew how much it hurt when my dad did it. And two, So I know how much it would hurt the people close to me. And two, this one's kind of petty, but I know how much I struggle with paranoia. I think everybody hates me often. One thing that I kind of use that paranoia to keep me motivated to keep moving forward is that, the people who hate me, if anybody out there actually did hate me, I'm just saying, they'd be really happy for me to be gone. And it's kind of spiteful, but that's one of the two big things that keep me alive. I really do want people down in the comments to, if you think about this, have these thoughts, be open and honest. I don't know, I might not know exactly what to say. I might not respond to your comment because I literally don't know what to tell you. Because I know a lot of people don't know what to say, but like just saying it out in the open, maybe somebody else will know exactly what to say. So I think ultimately what I have to say here is I think Logan Paul is doing something good, and whether or not he's doing this just to save face and make money is irrelevant, because he's done something good. And I really hope you continue to do good things. You don't just go back to just being kind of, I hope your next video isn't just you bothering people for views or something like that. I really hope it's something that helps make the world a better place. Because whether or not your main goal is to make the world a better place, you did. This is going to be a hard video to publish because I've come out with things that I've said that I really don't like being out in the open. But I think maybe it could help. Maybe it theoretically could help somebody. Maybe it could help me, Maybe we can get that down to 20% of the days that I wake up. Somebody down in the comments can help me get down to 20%. So thanks for watching this video. I'm sorry I was a little bit of a serious it's kind of a downer video, I think. But I think it's important to talk about this stuff. And I think Logan Paul's video was just kind of like the kick in the butt I needed to talk to. I needed to do that. I don't know if I should do like my regular outro, because I mean, literally, this was kind of like a shaking moment for me. I hate, like, I'm in an empty room, and I'm just like, uh-oh. These things are out in the open, they're out in the air. And I'm already like kind of like on edge because I said these things. And I don't think I don't have what it takes to do my goofy outro. So I just kind of want to say thanks for watching. Please, you can leave it if you leave it anonymously in this comment section, but I recommend you go and talk to somebody real. And if you're out there, and if you ever have the opportunity to hear somebody come forward with their thoughts about this, I mean, you may not know what to say. You may be like, oh God, I don't know what to say. It's awkward. I don't know. Just maybe put like a hand on your shoulder, and say, I'm there for you. I mean, that was part of his video. He's like, you may not know what to do. You may not know what to say, but I mean, just like, I'm there for you. That's my big one. Like, if you don't know what to do or say that, because that's kind of what I would like to hear. All right, thanks for watching this video. I need to go calm down. Bye. Ninja out.